stupid fucking degenerates. I'm just warning you now. Oh, and birthday boy. Oh, we're going to have some fun tonight, sweetheart. We're going to have so much fun tonight. We are about to go on an odyssey together. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, grab your cunts, bitches. Here it goes. Okay, so I'm very single. I'm so single. I recently redecorated my bedroom with neon lights that I stole from a gas station. Over my bed, it just flashes self-service only. Self-service only. And I find it very comforting because I am genuinely happy to be alone, and people don't believe me. It's like, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll circle back around. I was married at one point in my life for 16 years. That is a laughable proposition. And I have these young friends that are like, 16 years, doesn't the sex get boring after 16 years? Are you fucking shitting me? The sex gets problematic after 3. What is 16? And in my situation, it got problematic right away because I got instantly pregnant. I gave birth 9 months and 1 day after our wedding date. And let's bear in mind that marriage and reproduction was not part of a life plan at all. And my ex-husband was a large man, which means I had a large, large baby. And I'm a very small person. And at one point, towards the end of my pregnancy, the diameter of my waist was identical to my height. Now, you may not know what it's like to be a female. You don't, I'm certain of it. And it's this unusual phenomenon about being pregnant, like the shift of hormones and the pressure on your pelvis. I've never been that horny in my entire life. So horny. But I was so big that I couldn't take care of the situation myself. I couldn't. And I knew I didn't look sexy, and I looked at my husband and I was like, bro, come on, help a bitch out. And he's like, no. And that's when we role played for the first time. I said, fuck you! Put on your blue helmet, you're the UN tonight! This is not about what you want to do. This is about what you need to do. This is a goddamn peacekeeping mission! If you don't get in there and service my unit, none of the refugees will survive. So get to work, you stupid whore. Jesus Christ. Not a big shock why I'm divorced, I know. So anybody in the room ever take antidepressants? That is a shockingly enthusiastic response. Most people are like, I got diagnosed with depression very late in life. It was a big shocker for me. I had real low-level depression, and they were like, well, you should take these little pills. Take these little pills. But don't look up the side effects. So I was on the little pills for a couple weeks, and I felt fantastic. I'm not going to bag on antidepressants. But those side effects, bro. Oh, those side effects. Fun side effect number 1. Reduced sleep. I was used to sleeping 9 to 12 hours a day. Suddenly I'm sleeping 4. And I had children. Try to keep yourself occupied for 20 fucking hours and not lose your goddamn mind. Fun side effect number 2. Reduced Appetite. Don't let my current size fool you. At one point I weighed 310 pounds. I love to throw groceries down my neck. I have been kicked out of an all-you-can-eat restaurant no less than 4 times in my life. And suddenly I had no joy with food. No joy whatsoever. But the third side effect was the deal breaker. Side effect number 3, they call it reduced libido. What a bunch of horseshit. You can't come. You can't come. You cannot come. I know. I dedicated an entire day to this endeavor. An entire day. I called in sick for work. Started with the 2-finger tango. I know. It's not flashy, but it's typically very effective. Not working out. So I broke out the power tool. Just scrubbing. Just like it was a cast iron pan, man. Nothing. Just nothing. God damn it. So then I broke out this really serious power tool that I got as a wedding gift. It had Husqvarna on the side. It was gas powered. We're talking about something that shook my whole foundations of my house. Not just my, and I'm just like, nothing. And that's when I called my doctor and said, I have to get off these fucking drugs. There has to be another option. There has to be another option. Because, well, I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. I have nothing to live for! Nothing! And that's when I started microdosing. Anybody know what microdosing is? For those that don't know, you take a tiny amount of hallucinogens to try and control your issues. And I have to tell you, I would recommend this for absolutely no one. Because there's no professional guidance. I have a friend that's an actual doctor. I have a friend that's a psychopharmacologist. I have a friend that's a real, not like your neighborhood pharmacist, like a Rite Aid pharmacist. And they all said the same thing. As professionals, we cannot recommend this, but we know you're a psycho. Do it, we're gonna watch. So I was stuck surfing the message boards of the internet. The message boards of the internet. This is a dangerous place to go. They were recommending start at 1 gram. 1 gram of psilocybin mushrooms. And then back down. I know you probably don't know, but like party dose is 3. And I had a real job, like a corporate job. And I was an idiot. So there was a few days heading into work that it's like I'm sitting in the parking lot and the edges are sizzling and it's like, well, this is gonna be a day. This is gonna be a day. Trying to hold my shit together, laughing too loud. My boss is like, well, you sure seem chipper today. Barely holding my shit together. But I felt great, let's be honest. And there was one day in particular that was rough, and lunch comes, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna make it. And I start getting in the break room, and I start unpacking my lunch, and I pulled out an apple. And just like completely spun the fuck out. An apple contains seeds. Which means it is, in fact, not a food, but the reproductive organ of a tree. I'm having a Tinder date for lunch. This thing is just trying to fuck my face. Not today. Not today. Needless to say, I didn't fit well in that job. Corporate America Any of you poor souls have a corporate job? You poor fucker. Isn't it just soul-sucking? It's just so soul-sucking. They have these things called Employee Appreciation Day. And ours were always so dumb. They were just like, wear a funny hat day. Wear something casual. Whatever. But the showstopper, the one that made me realize I can't do this anymore. It was wintertime. They were like, don't bring a lunch. We're going to serve hot soup. 10 varieties of delicious soup for lunch. So nobody brings lunch. We're all looking forward to soup because we have nothing else to look forward to in this place. They have a soup. They have cups. No spoons and no bowls. I couldn't resist it. I had to be like Charles Dickens and like a Charles Dickens novel and come up and go, just pour it into my hand, sir. The hot liquid. I feel so appreciated. I feel so important, so loved, so valued. Oh no, yes, it's scalding, but I'll just lick it off my elbow, sir. May I have some more? Please, great overlord. I feel so valued. They just make you feel like a slave that's not realizing they were in chains. That's all they do. But I did finally quit that job. Anybody here ever rage quit a job? Like rage? Yes! Oh! Isn't that the most satisfying thing in the world, to just rage quit a job? That last job that I had, I rage quit it. We're talking like fucking full on, like flip over the desk, rip the phone out of the wall, kick down the door. Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I can't take this anymore! I'm not gonna do it! You can't make me, you don't pay me enough! And I remembered I work from home. And my daughter was there. And now I have no health insurance for therapy, but that's okay. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. She has me and a mother. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So, jarring segue. Basically a non-segue. I do have other jobs besides this, so don't worry about Mom. Don't worry about Mom. She's fine. Yes. I do some work online. Oh yes, honey. Maybe you're familiar with some of these websites. Where you go when you're alone. And needing to entertain yourself. You know what I'm talking about. That's right, kids. I sell Magic the Gathering cards online. Cardshark.com, username Copester, servicing the needs of nerds nationwide. Same day delivery for all your deck needs. Deck. I said deck, you whore. Deck. I do have an OnlyFans page too, but you know. Not a lot of subscribers, I'm not gonna lie, Not a lot of subscribers, you know. So when I got divorced, as a gag gift, somebody gave me some Magnum condoms. Ultra Magnum condoms. Ultra Magnums. Now, the reason why this was a joke, because I talked for years about the fact that I have no interest in a huge dick. No interest in a huge dick. All my life I've heard these men go, "Oh, women want a 10-inch dick." Really? I got bored one time and measured from my rib cage to my punani. And it was 12 inches total. Where am I gonna put a 10-inch dick unless I'm gonna remove my liver and the lower lobe of my lung? Like, I've had wonderful evenings end with him pouring. It comes out and it's like handshake. I'm sorry it got this far. But I do not possess the orifice that can service that. My apologies. So it was really funny, this huge box of very large condoms. Like, I was like, great, waterproof socks. I mean, they were that big. They were that big. And, well, as things go, I had an opportunity to bring someone home. It happens sometimes. And, things were going well. I was like, "Did you bring something?" He was like, "Nope." And I just started digging under the bed and whipped one of those fuckers out. Have you ever put a king-size condom on an average dick? Looks a lot like when a 10-year-old boy borrows his daddy's hoodie. But we'd gone a ways and I was horny and I was like, "Game on!" I was like, and you know what, ladies, don't do this. If the condom don't fit, you must not commit. Because there are problems. Namely, at the end of our adventure, it was all like, where did the condom go? We're pawing around in the bed. I'm checking, and all of a sudden it dawned on me. Oh no. I know where it is. And I could kind of feel the edge of it. But it was really slippery, and I just couldn't quite hook it. I just couldn't quite. My young ladies, this is when we employ what is called the tactical jump and cough. Nope, that's not it. I don't know if you've ever watched hockey. But there's a thing called a slap shot, and they're really going for the goal, where they really shoot it hard. And that's that condom just came blasting out. Hit the bathroom door with a resounding thud. And he said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Fuck, you're still here." Thank God I didn't go with the spoon. So, I have a lot of friends that are what we call in the comedy business civilians. People that don't do this, and they're like, "You're so brave, and it's so romantic, and it's so amazing to live the life of an artist." Fucking idiots. Okay. Let me paint a little picture for you. Let me tell you a little story. This is the romance of comedy. This summer I was booked on some shows in Alaska. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. These weird little clubs that don't have green rooms or anything. Where we were stuck was this little corner that was an auxiliary bar. And the club owner was so excited, he sold way too many tickets. It was packed. I couldn't get back to the bathroom. And like you saw tonight, there's like a feature and whatever, and I was the headliner, and I'm trapped. And I have to piss. I have to piss. There's a cutout in the wall, and the audience is right there, and I have to piss. And I'm wearing this exact same outfit. What is a bitch to do? My business partner, he's standing there, he's filming the show, and I was like, hand me that beer pitcher, dude. And I snake my underwear down off of the one foot, and I'm trying to casually piss in a beer pitcher. Women can't aim the way you guys can. This is a very tricky endeavor, and I'm trying not to piss on my skirt, and I'm trying to be quiet, because the audience is 2 feet away. I'm pissed, and I'm so embarrassed and vaguely humiliated, and I was like, don't film this, don't film this! And I got done, and we just scooted the beer pitcher under the sink. I pray to God nobody drank it. That's all. It looked like a decent Pilsner, is all I'm going to say. And it was all said and done, and I elbowed my partner, and I was like, we should have filmed that. That was fucking crazy. Nobody's going to believe that happened. Nobody's going to believe that happened. So now that we've established that I'm insane and I do comedy, which is essentially high-end panhandling, laugh at me and give me money. We're going to get into some really crazy shit. I have carried a purse for over 40 years. And I still haven't figured that shit out. Ladies, this is going to be an audience participation bit. Be prepared for your moment. Purses are fucking weird. You're getting ready to go out. You put on that new shade of lipstick. You're like, I'm going to need to touch that up later. I'll put it in my purse. You throw it in your purse. Couple hours, couple drinks later, it's time for that touch up. And you start doing that thing you do, like you don't have fingers, you just like do that flipper scoop through, and you can't find it, and you start pulling all your shit out, and next thing you know, all your business is out on the bar in front of strangers, and you still can't find the fucking lipstick! And then 3 months later, you're looking for something completely different, and there it is. Where has it been? Where did it go? It might be the drugs, but I think I have the answer. Not long ago, I was doing the flipper paw for I don't even remember what. And I felt something in the bottom and I pulled it out. What? It was a euro coin. A euro coin. Somebody was like, oh, you just got it as change. It's like, no, I have a coin purse in my purse. I know, a purse within a purse, a little bit of purse inception going on, but it helps keep it neat. And as I'm staring at that euro coin, I had an epiphany. Purses are the portals for black holes, wormholes that connect all locations throughout the universe. That's how that coin got there. So while I'm staring at this euro coin, some baffled bitch in Berlin is looking at my Winco receipt. Going, where the fuck is Boise, Idaho? And what do we do with this information? What do we do with this information? Well, we do also know that men have an inherent fear of purses. We've all been around men. We've had male friends, brothers, lovers, whatever. And it's the same thing. Like if you say, "It's in my purse," do they dip in? No, they come walking in the room, holding it as far from their body as possible, with a light tremble. You get it. But we know the magic of this now, the black magic, the dark arts of the purse. What do we do with this information? We sell it to NASA. Why? Because they're trying to get where? To Mars. They're trying to haul all this shit. They don't need to do that. They can just send a really big purse. Build another one here, cram shit in it, and wait. Let nature take its course. Shit will just start popping back and forth. Save a lot of money, possibly save a lot of lives. I don't know. So, yeah, as we previously discussed, I am single, and I recently turned 51. And
don't applaud that. It just means I failed to die. It doesn't mean I achieved anything.
And I was talking about, I'm going to be 51, and one of my young friends, misunderstood what I was talking about. I was just noting, I'm going to be 51. She's like, "Oh, Tanya, don't worry. You're one of those women that'll be sexy at 60. Fuck, bitch, I don't want to be sexy right now. Have you not been paying attention? Have you not been paying attention? I am ready to just decay and just sag and droop and be unabashed. I quit shaving my legs ages ago. Like, fuck it. If he wants to get there, he's going to have to wade through a jungle. He's going to have to pretend like it's Vietnam, for God's sakes. He's going to have to be a real goddamn soldier. I mean, my tits at this point, they're essentially, I don't know how sciencey you nerds are, but they're essentially what's called a non-Newtonian fluid. If I don't have active pressure on them, they just kind of float. Like, I have to sleep with a sports bra on, because if I don't, it'll be in the crack of my ass with the nipple in my asshole. Starting my day off right. If I thought this summer, no bra summer was a thing, and I had girlfriends that were like, "You should try it." I can't go out in public with my titties loose, and it's not about vanity. It's about, if they're given that kind of freedom, they'll walk off and start booking flights on kayak. I won't lose a tit to cancer, I'll lose a tit to curiosity. What's in the next town? What happened to your tit? It just wandered off. It just got a will of its own and just started taking off. And I just, and we got to get to the advice portion of advice portion of the program. I have some advice for my little ladies, my younger ladies in the audience. Miss Peyton. So, as you age into the long titty portion of life, you need to make wise choices. There is a very famous middle-aged male comedian who does this bit about how men love all titties, and it's true. They do. He's like, "We even like the long ones, just roll them up afterwards." Here's the problem. He goes like this. Ladies, when you get to the tit rolling portion of your life, don't roll like that. You'll end up with a crease. It's very unattractive. Work on your underhand roll. You may need to use double-sided wig tape, but check this shit. That's not good tits, that's a good roll. That's a good, tight roll. Cinnabon is looking to hire me, I'm just saying. Good, tight roll. So, I really do want to date a man more in my age group, but that's tough. That's tough. I don't know if you've met 50-plus-year-old men that are single in this valley, but there's typically a dating men in their 50s is a lot like buying a jigsaw puzzle at the thrift store. I guarantee you there's some pieces missing. And they're pretty warped from years and years of just hanging out in the ambient humidity. You don't know what you're gonna get. And then best of all, the picture on the box never matches the assembled puzzle. I bought a basket full of kittens because they're cute and fluffy. And what I got was an emotional tornado tearing apart my personal trailer park. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of thing. And people are like, well, why don't you try to date younger men then? I get hit on 20-somethings on a regular doing this. It just astonishes me.
Woo! Yeah, you think. Yeah, you think.
Jesus Christ. Younger men are a lot like the pockets in ladies' slacks. Shallow, very shallow. Kind of pointless. Mostly cosmetic, really. I mean, let's be honest. If you come to my house and you find some kind of 22 in my bed, it's probably a gun. Not a person. Not a person, I'm telling you right now. So then, like, so many of these guys that get cranky when I talk about this stuff, it's like,
If you hate men so much, why don't you try to be a lesbian?
you hate dick so much. I don't hate dick. I love men. I really do. We'll get to that. Put a pin in that. But I did try the lesbian thing. You know, people had always told me, you're pretty butch, you're pretty rough. Maybe you should, you know. Well, okay, more accurately, dudes were like, if you don't like that, you must like pussy. Okay, because I was hooking up with guys that didn't know how to fuck. So I tried it out. And I have to admit, it's pretty fucking awesome. It's pretty fucking awesome. I mean, let's be honest, gentlemen, you may or may not know this, you probably don't, but like when you can really get a woman to unwind, it's like you've reached up into the sky and grabbed lightning and dragged it down and made it incarnate. And for a split second in your life, you're like, I am immortal, I'm a god! I'm the man, regardless of whether you have a vagina or not. Like, I'm the man. Okay. But being a lesbian is more than just fucking. It's like the romance and whatever and all that other stuff. I just couldn't fulfill that portion of the program. In point of fact, I was really bad at it. Like they would, hey, let's hang out. what does this mean? Where are we going? And I would just ghost them. So when it comes to women, I'm not a lesbian, I'm just a fucking asshole. Just proof, ladies, like if he's not into you, he's not into you. It's not you, it's them. It's them. That's the honest to God truth. So we're going to get to the advice portion of the program. More advice. Men and ladies alike always ask about the attraction to bad boys. Why do women love the bad boys? Love the bad boys. You know, the ones with a criminal history and no job and no car and whatever.
Because they have to sling a fucking dick.
Yes. They have to. Their livelihood depends on it. There is an Urban Dictionary term for it. It's called a hobosexual. They have to fuck for some place to eat and sleep. So they're fucking good at it. So men, you should see that guy and go, "Aw, you have no real life skills." And ladies, you can mess with fucking homosexual dick, but don't fall in love with it. Don't fall in love with it. You need to fall in love with some good, solid, mediocre dick. Mediocre dick pays bills. Mediocre dick buys houses. Mediocre dick
Does not get stolen by your best friend.
So stroll out there and hang your hat on some good old mediocre dick. I'm just saying. Just saying. Some life advice from an old bitch. I'm just saying. Just saying. And more dick talk, because I love talking about dicks and pussies. They're my favorite things in the world. So this summer I went to Walmart just to walk around extensively in the air conditioning. Because I'm old and heat stroke is a real issue. And I found some deals and I had a good time. I got some exercise, got in my steps. Very important. And I go to the self-checkout and there's a guy in front of me who's obviously into fitness. He had the bike helmet like kind of unlatched and back on the back of his head. And he had the Lance Armstrong shirt on, like he was gonna win the fucking Tour de France or something. And then he had like a banana and a power bar and juice. Just advertising healthy. Disgusting. This is not what I was judging a bitch about. He was standing like this, wearing Lycra biking shorts and no underpants. Do you know what that means? A light sweat and Lycra. His dick is essentially out. Like out. Gentlemen, this is your opportunity to educate me. Is there any way in hell you would go out in public like that and not know your dick was essentially out?
No, hell no, and never.
Oh, thank God. Because then I don't feel so bad about what I did next. Hi, sweetie. My name is Tanya. What's your name? He looked very nervous. I was out in the burbs. He probably thought I was trying to get him to join an MLM or a cult. He wasn't sure what. He was just real flinchy. And I was like, I just figured since I already knew you were circumcised, I should at least know your first name. kind of old-fashioned like that. Kind of old-fashioned like that. And while we're talking about dicks, I don't know how many younger, I think that most of there's not a lot of real young dudes out there. There's one. Okay. Could you take some advice from a retired hooter? Just a little bit of advice. Just a little bit of advice. Y'all worry about the size of your dick way too much. Way too much. Another situation where I need my sisterin to participate loudly and proudly. Here's the truth of the matter. If she loves you, whatever you got is good enough, ladies. Can I get an amen? If she likes you, whatever you got is enough, ladies. Can I get an amen? If she thinks you're okay, not gonna lie, you better be at least average. And have some game. But if she hates you, and more accurately, if you've done something to earn her ire, here's the truth, gentlemen. You can have a cock so long that you have to tuck the tip in the top of your tube sock for safety. And so thick, it looks like a bodybuilder's bicep. And if you pissed her off, this is what's going to happen. On any given Friday night, she's going to be out with her girlfriends, tearing apart everything about you.
He never puts the toilet seat down. His underwear always have skid marks in them. He doesn't know how to wipe his ass. He only calls his mother on Mother's Day. He's so disrespectful.
She'll do that for 45 minutes. And then at the end of it, she'll be like,
and on top of it all, he has a little dick.
And all the girls were like, amen, amen. They listen to each other. So what have we learned from this? It's not how much of a dick you have, it's how much of a dick you are. Very, very important. So I am happy alone. I am very happy alone. I've been happy alone for a long time. People don't believe me. People don't believe me at all, and I don't understand why. About 2 years after I got divorced, one of my homies was like, when was the last time you? I was like, punch someone in the liver? And he was like, no, caught some mad dick. And I said 2. He was like, days, weeks, months.
Oh my God, you mean years?
This is a crisis. This is good pussy going to waste. I cannot put up with this. I'm going to hook you up with someone. I was like, oh, please don't. He's like, but I know this younger man that has met you, and he's intrigued. This was before I've learned some lessons that I've learned. And I said, okay, give him my phone number. What am I supposed to do with him? And he's like,
You're gonna fuck his lights out!
no pressure, no pressure. No pressure. So, we talked and whatever and made arrangements for that moment, that time, the call of booty. And I was nervous as fuck. I was so goddamn nervous. It's been so long, and I was like, whatever. And so, but I'm getting ready. I'm like, I'm playing the Rocky soundtrack. Let's go, Chuck! Getting ready. Da, 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 da. Like, we can do this. And I have really dry skin, and I'm getting ready, and I'm just staying focused on the mission. The mission is to fucking fuck. Okay, great. I don't know if you know this, but Vaseline Intensive Care doesn't taste good. Ooh, we have to choose another option. So I go to the kitchen. Sesame oil is very expensive and I'm cheap. No sesame oil. butter-flavored Crisco. Ooh. But a little spicy for a first time. A little spicy. So I went with the coconut oil, lubed all up. Got dressed, brushed my hair, and I sat on the couch and I waited. And finally there was the knock at the door. And I wish I could say I threw the door open and said something smooth or sexy like, come here often, or come here this time, or something like that. I'm pretty sure I went, hi! Come on in. We're gonna have sex. And I didn't have any more game anymore, and whatever, and we're sitting there talking, and I'm just so awkward, and I don't know what to do, and remember when you were kids and you would play with magnets, and you can do them one way and they repel each other, and then you flip around, and all of a sudden that's kind of how this shit went down. I don't know what he said or I said, but the next thing I know, we're making out aggressively. Like he was trying to get his lips to the other side of my head. And we were on the floor, and I was like, yes, yes, yes! I remember this shit was fun. Oh God, yes! And I grabbed him by the belt and I just fucking towed him to my bedroom like something I found broke down by the road. Let's go! Let's get this shit done! Oh God! But then we get to the bedroom and it's like, oh, I have to disrobe for this adventure. Okay, well, between the marriage and the divorce, it had been 20 years since I'd been naked in front of anyone but my doctor and my husband. And shit decays. So it's full of nerves and anxiety, but this smooth little motherfucker, he whips off his shirt and jumps in the bed and does the Bruce Lee at me. What else is a good Christian lady supposed to do but say, thank you, Jesus, for the bounty thou hast laid before me? And jump the fuck in. Yes! And I was having a great time. And it was great, and it was fun, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. And then, I noticed this breathing pattern in my ear that previous life experience would lead me to believe that the proceedings were about to end. And as far as I was concerned, they hadn't fully started yet. But then I remembered, he's 25, he'll reset quick, fuck it. Game on! Just keep going! But then the breathing got more labored, like distressingly so. So I popped my eyes open and rolled them out the back of my head. And I looked at him, and he looked really bad. Like, really bad. And then he said the worst thing I've ever heard in bed. Now, to put this in context, in the bedroom I've heard, you look just like my sister. And I've never done this with a woman for free before. Story for another day. We'll save it for work. What he said to me was, there's an EpiPen in my glove box. Oh, yeah, we have a bona fucking fide medical emergency going on, and I fucking like, holy shit, what do I do? Pants, there's his pants, I crack him like a whip. Wallet, change, keys! I grab my robe, I go screaming through the door. I was in a hurry, I put the robe on, but I failed to tie it. I just prayed the neighbors weren't looking. Unlock the door, pop the glove box, paw around. I see the bright orange EpiPen thing. There, yes! Run back in the house, roll him on the side, tag him. I have some medical training. I understand we have 5 seconds before I need to call an ambulance. So I'm like, 1, Mississippi, please don't die, beautiful man. 2, Mississippi, this looks really bad for me. 3, Mississippi, I really wanted to come today. But right about then he starts breathing well, and I was like, okay. And we prop him up, and I get him a glass of water, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, I don't understand. The only thing I'm that allergic to is coconuts. We're still friends. And every once in a while, the cheeky bastard sends me pictures of an EpiPen and a condom with the message, safe sex. And he's hot, and I like him, but near-death experiences do not make me humid. Mama is not like that. Mama is not like that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm learning to be really content by myself. But people still set me up on dates. They've heard that story, they still set me up on dates. And once in a while, just to entertain them, I'll go. And they're always bad. They're always bad. That's why I like a lunch date. It's a clearly delineated piece of time. Easy out. If it goes well, which it never does, it's easy to extend it. So lunch dates are optimal. This latest one was just amazing. Right out of the gate, he ordered my lunch for me, a salad.
What are you saying? I'm fucking fat!
And from there, it just got worse. He said, our mutual friend tells me that you're a comedian. To tell you, I don't think female comics are funny. All they talk about is their periods. Really, I'm a huge fan of comedy. I'm a huge fan of female comedians. I watch a lot of comedy. It comes up once in a while, but I've never seen the 2-hour period special. So I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. But, have you ever been driving and you see a wreck by the side of the road and, you don't want to see blood and guts, but if it's there, you don't want to miss it. This is the attitude with which I proceeded on the date, and he did not disappoint. He's like, I'm funny, and started telling me some of the most racist and sexist jokes I've ever heard in my life, which is saying something. I grew up in Trailer Park in Garden City in the 70s. He took my stunned silence for acceptance and suggested we go back to his place for a hook up. I had no choice but to look at him and say, oh, honey, I think I just started my period. So yeah, it's relentless. Male attention is relentless. And we're back to where we started. I'm happily in my bedroom with the light flashing. Self-service only. Self-service only. These guys still keep trying. And I just say no. And they don't listen. And some of them try to be clever. I had a guy try to be clever. He's like, I know you're a nerd. I know you like games. Here's the deal. You pick the game. And if you win, I leave you alone. But if I win, we fuck. In 2022, that is very rape adjacent. But I'm quick and clever. I looked at him and very quickly responded with, Russian roulette! Because no matter what, I win! If you take the bullet, you're dead. And if I take the bullet, you're stuck pumping away at my slowly cooling corpse. My name is Tanya Cope, and my friends have shortened that to Taco. You have a good night, friends.